This video is brought to you by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Outdoors Delmarva covers everything outdoors,
including real hunting and fishing situations involving wildlife.
We do our best each and every week to keep it tasteful, but discretion is advised.
Now, enjoy the show.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
This week on the show.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm doing?
Works of art spring from the beach using only sand, water, and tons of imagination. One thing's for sure, sandcastles have come a long way at this local competition where creativity is king. Plus, the 2013 White Marlin Open is in the books, but what happened to all the fish that were caught? Find out who reaps the benefits.
I asked for a 10-pounder, but you've come up a little short, fella.
And Korchis reels in a mixed bag, but sums up what fishing is all about on this week's Korchis Corner Classic.
Right now on Outdoors Delmarva.
That's going to taste really nice.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And now, here's Andrew Tawes and Captain Willie Dykes.
Thanks for watching Outdoors Delmarva. I'm Captain Willie Dykes.
And I'm Andrew Tawes. Well, Willie, the 2013 White Marlin Open is in the books. Unfortunately, though, that means that summer's about to start winding down. And we've had plenty of adventures out on the water, but we're starting to run out of time to get out there and enjoy some of the local beaches around here.
You know, I've never really been one to just sit around on the beach and soak up the sun. I always have to be doing something. And recently, we've found the ideal venue where you can get in all that valuable beach time and indulge in your inner artist. Some people never grow up. We found proof of this recently on a cloudy day in Rehoboth Beach, where people were making unique sculptures using only sand, water, and their boundless imaginations.
We've got the Nautilus from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea being attacked by a giant kraken or squid.
This is going to be King Triton's realm. So we got this castle, we got his sea creatures, we got the sunken wreck of Dewey over here.
It's a very topical theme this year with the royal baby. Kind of his first vacation in Rehoboth Beach. Get some fish and chips, the British flag back there.
Around 62 teams of beachgoers, both young and old, are competing in the 35th annual Sandcastle Contest, hosted by the Rehoboth Beach, Dewey Beach Chamber of Commerce. Visitors fortunate enough to find themselves on the beach in front of the Henlopen Hotel are treated to a spectacle.
Any number of tools are used to create these fleeting works of art, and most can be found in your toolkit or garden shed.
Yeah, what kind of tool is that?
I don't really know what it's called. There's a whole set of them.
This is the 25th year I've entered a contest, and I've been doing this probably 30-some.
Master sculptor Daryl O'Connor has won so many times that he just enjoys sharing his passion with the spectators.
Rather than do lessons at the end, I said if they make me a big pile, I'm not going to enter, and I'll just show people through the day. So we're inviting 2 people at a time, 15-minute intervals, and whatever I'm working on, that's what they help me with. Try and stay a little further away from your steps. Look like right there. Keep going.
Just out of curiosity, what's your background? You have an art background?
No, I don't. I work in data processing. So my father was a very talented real artist. This is all I can do, but I got something from him in my genes to at least be able to make a pretty good sandcastle.
The contest runs from around 8:30 in the morning until 3 p.m., when all work must stop in order for a panel of judges to vote for a winner.
We are working on King Triton over here. The clock's running. We got about 2 hours yet. Got to keep moving.
Where do we run it?
The public is also allowed to vote for an entry to win a special People's Choice Award in both the adult and children's category. There's also a business category, and these folks from the Cultured Pearl Sushi restaurant are making a sculpture in the form of, what else? A fish.
What are you making?
We are making a mess, but it's going to end up being a large koi fish.
We got an hour to go. Everybody's looking really good. It's The last hour will be big crunch, but we'll get there.
Will be done by 3 o'clock?
Definitely. Well, as done as it looks at 3 o'clock. We could keep going forever.
I think I'm just about done. I think any more fooling around with it, I'm just going to wreck it.
With only a few minutes left, the teams are putting on the finishing touches.
Up higher, right in there. Just raking it out, trying to make it look nice. Hoping everybody votes for us.
One entry in particular was drawing quite a crowd.
I'm just wildly impressed. This is like a really complicated and very funny
it's awesome.
sandcastle.
Someone came up with an idea of a pun on words, you know, snow den, and being an igloo is a den, you know, in snow. And we started adding extra things to it. You know, do Moscow and Hong Kong, and the character from Spy vs. Spy.
And now the only thing left to do is to take in the completed works. And most are, to put it mildly, simply stunning.
I just admire the people that they have the patience and attention span to do this all day long.
This is wonderful. I've never seen a real sandcastle contest, so this is absolutely breathtaking. Definitely a blessing to have people that are this artistic to be able to make something like this out of something that's so natural as sand and water.
And even though the entry inspired by Jules Verne would take the People's Choice Award in the adult division, it's fair to say that just spending a day at the beach, creating works of art to share with a grateful crowd, is rewarding in its own right.
Get outdoors, Delmarva!
And coming up next, we saw lots of fish caught at the White Marlin Open, but not all of them were kept by the anglers. We'll show you just what happened to all those fish.
But first, did you know? The title 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea refers to the length of the voyage covered, not the depth, as is often misinterpreted. What is the length of a league? The answer when we come back.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Sponsored by Ocean City Tourism, Shorts Marine, Shooter's Choice, and Sussex Outdoors. Outdoors Delmarva will be right back.
We just lost the forehead. And the cheek. And now it's in the cheek, and now it's back again because we put a lot of water on it.
Did you know? A league is an ancient form of measurement equivalent to 3 nautical miles, or the length an average person can walk in an hour.
Did You Know is sponsored by North Bay Marina.
Lots of big fish were caught at this year's White Marlin Open last week, but not all of them were kept by the anglers. Take a look now at how research and generosity are sharing in the spotlight at the weigh-in scales.
77 pounds. 261 and a half. 77 pounds.
Fish after fish was brought into the scales at Harbor Island for 5 days last week, and on each day, most of these fish were donated.
We are just taking a skin and muscle sample right here.
Samples being taken for research by marine biology students and Dan Bars, professor at Salisbury University.
I've been coming here for a long time. I collect parasites in marine animals, and I'm here collecting a particular group of flatworm parasites from any billfish that are brought in.
And at this year's White Marlin Open, there was no shortage of billfish to take samples from.
The big picture question is looking at the distribution patterns of different species of flatworms on different species of billfishes.
Yeah. 449 and a half. 449 and a half. That's a great fish.
Not only were white marlin samples recovered, but a 450-pound blue marlin came in to keep the scientists and students busy.
A tournament like this is a great opportunity for collecting scientific data. And really, I should have mentioned already, it's a very good opportunity for teaching students about the value of this kind of work.
A more immediate value to these fish is for the less fortunate. The Maryland Food Bank is here at its 4th White Marlin Open, gathering up donated fish to distribute throughout Delmarva.
This is a great event. We rarely ever get high protein items like this, and this is a once a year program that we get, so we're very fortunate having the fish here.
By the end of the week, a total of 1,225 pounds of fish was donated to the food bank. And that is a lot of fish to clean.
If it wasn't for Rose, this would not be a success, I can tell you that. I'd still be working on my first fish, but Rose has been unbelievable. She's been doing this for years, and it's all volunteer, so I can't thank her enough.
Rose is a well-known fish cleaner in Ocean City. She's been volunteering to clean the fish caught and donated at the Open for 20 years now. And she understands the value of these fish to many on the shore.
And there are an awful lot of people in need. And to have fresh fish is almost unheard of.
Thanks to the research and generosity that comes out of the White Marlin Open, more and more marine life and people will benefit from this great week of fishing. Coming up next on the show, we've got a couple new additions here at the Salisbury Zoo that you're not going to want to miss. That is neat.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
We're here now at the Salisbury Zoo in Wicomico County, and it just so happens this is one of our favorite places to go, and we always like to find out what's new at the zoo. And joining me now is one of those new additions, Ralph Pylan. How are you?
Thank you. Welcome. We're so glad you guys could join us today.
And Ralph, you are the new zoo director here at the Salisbury Zoo.
I'm very happy to have joined the staff here in Salisbury. It's a wonderful opportunity, a wonderful facility. Really unique in being a free zoo, one of the few left in the United States. So it's a great opportunity and a great place.
Awesome. And another new addition to the zoo just happens to be an Andean bear. What can you tell us about her?
We have a new female Andean bear. Her name is Chaska. She came here from the National Zoo as part of a breeding program that's managed at a very global level to sustain the population of Andean bears in captivity. There aren't many left, and we're trying to, though, increase the number in a way that suits the captive management capacity of zoos around the world.
They certainly look like having fun, and they're a lot of fun to watch.
Well, and they're participating in something we call behavioral enrichment, and our keepers spend a lot of time devising ways to engage the animals in activities that keep them stimulated mentally and physically, and that help represent activities they would normally be doing in the wild. Chaska, the young female, is really energetic and active, and when visitors come to the zoo, they'll see her exhibiting what really is one of the key behavioral characteristics of the Andean bear, and that's that they're great climbers. A lot of their feeding activity will be up in trees in the wild, and so they climb to a much greater extent than any other bear species.
What does this mean to the Salisbury Zoo, having these two bears here?
Well, it continues, I think, the tradition that the Salisbury Zoo has had in participating as a major player in national and international conservation programs. And I think that's important to the reputation of the zoo and to the zoo's understanding of its role in the community. Again, behavioral enrichment is a great tool for us to use to provide our guests with interesting things to watch while still stimulating the animals to engage in natural behaviors. But the fact that Chaska was selected to come here is an endorsement of both the Salisbury Zoo's program and her importance in the genetic pool of the bears that are remaining in captivity.
All right, Ralph, we appreciate you taking the time to talk with us, and welcome aboard.
Andrew, thanks for coming out. You're welcome anytime. We look forward to seeing you again soon.
All right, sounds good. We love coming out to the Salisbury Zoo. It's free, it's open year-round, and if you got the chance, be sure to get down here and check out the Andean bears. Coming up next, Korchis catches a mixed bag and sums up what fishing is all about on this week's Korchis Corner Classic.
It is what we expect rather than what we achieve that makes fishing such an addiction.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
What is it about fishing that makes us enjoy it so much? On this week's Korchis Corner Classic, we try to find out just what it is that keeps everyone coming back for more.
Weather-wise, it was a dream day, and when we arrived on this storied fishing ground, we found the Doris K and the Captain George already on the scene, with the Lady A arriving under full steam. We were crammed with a giant dose of anticipation, expectation, and all those big words that mean hope. It is what we expect rather than what we achieve that makes fishing such an addiction. We don't want to mislead you into thinking that if we had written the script, this is the way things would have happened this day. But with the help of our Micro-Track 6100 fish finder, we caught fish all afternoon long with very few periods of inactivity. It was a day when the words mixed bag were truly in order. Mostly we caught jumbo spot and spiked trout, but on occasion we also took croaker, flounder, bluefish, needlefish, sea robin, and on slack water the ever-present oyster toad. At first we had anchored up, but soon abandoned that for drifting, a move that not only paid off immediately, but raised in us what was to be false hope. Our ever-present dream of a 10-pounder surfaced once again, but this is as close as we ever came.
I asked for a 10-pounder, but you've come up a little short, feller. Now you go back and grow up, and if you grow up to a 10-pounder and I live that long, I'll be an old man. Okay, pal, here you go now.
Even though, as we said, trout and spot were the dominant fish, the variety was such that James and I continually wondered what was coming next.
Variety.
Unlike other sports, which are measured by how fast, how high, how far, or how many points, this is not the case with fishing. There are no precise distances between goal posts, heights, or basket rims, and the score doesn't matter. If it does, it shouldn't, and you're missing the whole fun of fishing. You might call this day as one awaited with anticipation, enjoyed with emotion, and digested with satisfaction. At least, that's the way James and I found it.
Coming up next, our latest viewer videos and pictures.
Outdoors Delmarva viewer pictures are sponsored by Winks Sporting Goods. You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Sponsored by Ocean City Tourism, Shorts Marine, Shooter's Choice, and Sussex Outdoors.
And now it's time to take a look at some of your latest viewer videos and pictures. This week we have videos shot by the group from Evolution Craft Brewery, who were doing a little wreck fishing aboard the Ocean Princess out of Ocean City, and they hauled in a mixed bag. Alicia Foster from Salisbury reeled in this nice keeper flounder, while Randy Jackson from Salisbury caught this little bar shark, which then in turn nearly caught him. Young Carter Knorr of Whitehaven brought in this small black sea bass, and at 8 years old is already perfecting the art of catch and release. Kerry Williams from Salisbury hooked his first ever sea robin to complement his ink and piercings. And April Cahill of Silver Spring, Maryland got this nice-sized black sea bass. It definitely looks like a good time was had by all.
Get outdoors, Delmarva!
Well, that about wraps up another week of adventures. And I have to say, those sand sculptures we saw in Rehoboth Beach were really amazing. You know, when I was a kid, I couldn't wait till mine washed away.
That bad, huh?
Yeah.
Well, and I was glad to get out there and be able to show everybody some of the stuff from the White Marlin Open that we just didn't get to last week because the scales were just crazy. So for my partner, Captain Willie Dykes, I'm Andrew Tawes reminding you to get outdoors, Delmarva.